Hello, I'm Jacques Halbronn. I continue my lectures on French astrology. Today it's 21st of June, and I would like to speak on the question of the aspects, on the question of the elements, on the question of the male and female signs. And I intend to use the work of Ptolemy on Tetrabiblos, first book, to confirm my I will tell you. There is tradition in France, I don't know if it is developed in England or in the States, to count the number of planets which are in each group of elements. How many planets are in the group of fire, how many planets are in the group of earth, of air, or water. They just can't, it doesn't matter what planet it is, you just say, well, we have 4 planets of earth, 2 planets of air, etc., etc., and they build an interpretation on that basis. The problem is, on what basis precisely they have created this, how did they fix that such sign is earth and such sign is water, etc. Of course, they follow a line, they follow a pattern, which is first sign is fire, second sign is Taurus, third sign is air, and fourth sign is water, etc., etc., and so on. But what is the basis of this consecutivity of this sequence? Why in this order do we have the elements? Because it doesn't correspond really to the attribution of the elements to the 4 seasons. The 4 seasons give us something like water for winter, air for spring, fire for summer, and earth for autumn and fall. So we have to question about that. When did they start in astrology to give to the signs an attribution in terms of elements? I believe it hasn't succeeded, it hasn't happened before the end of the first millennium. In the Middle Ages, around the 9th, 10th century, and it is confirmed and accepted certainly in the 12th century, 13th century. In my translation of Ibn Ezra, there are references for each sign to each element. When you study the Tetrabiblos, you discover that there is a chapter in the first book called Trigon. And it doesn't treat on the elements, and it doesn't treat on the aspects. It treats on the fact that there are 3 signs building a trine, which are masculine or feminine, not both of them. So we have 2 trines, which are masculine, trines of fire and air, and 2 trines which are feminine, trine of earth and water. And but in the Tetrabiblos, to mention the question of the trines doesn't refer to the elements at all, and it doesn't refer either to the aspects. It's just a discourse on the relationship between the signs. That means the relationship not between specific points, which is the basis of the aspect, but there's periods of 30 degrees, which is not the same as what we mean by aspect, which is a matter of precise connection between 2 degrees. 90 degrees is something which is not exactly the same as saying that two signs are in square. By the way, we have the explanation here of why do we have good aspects and bad aspects. The reason, the source of this is, of course, apparently, as far as I can see, by my own observations and conclusions, that squares are connecting two signs of different genders, different sex, while trine connects two signs of the same sex. It is what, in fact, Ptolemy says. I would say that sextiles connect the two trines of the same gender, and quincunx connect two groups of squares, like for instance cardinal and mutables and things like that. So the quincunx is not very much developed in Ptolemy. It's probably something which has disappeared, but if you have to get a balance, on one side you have sextile and trine, on the other side you must have squares and quincunx. As a matter of fact, square and quincunx are separated by 60 degrees, and sextiles and trines also by 60 degrees. By the way, the opposition, on the contrary, connects two signs of the same sex. And that means it's not exactly the definition of the bad aspect. The bad aspect should be connecting two signs of different genders. So we can think that opposition-like conjunctions are more based on the real degrees of the planet and not on the question of the sign. So I believe that the basis of the theory of aspects is conjunction and opposition, and that the trines and squares do not belong initially to the system. They have been integrated later on, apparently. So it refers about the ideas that I have developed in our previous lectures about the feminine and masculine. Because in fact, in Ptolemy's Tetrabiblos, masculine and feminine is a very important point. He insists on that fact. Trying to connect signs of the same sex. And today, the fact that we connect the trines to the elements, let us forget that under that there is the same sex. The question also is, of course, that you have two trines of feminine signs, and you don't know why this one is water and the other one is earth. You don't know. It could be the opposite. Could be the opposite. And so this dialectics between feminine and masculine signs is very essential. Very essential, and it has been covered and occulted later on. And you know that in my work I put this question of genders at the first range, the first level. It's true that if you take the cycle of 7 years which I use, there's one period which is Venusian and the other period which is Martian, and the two periods are very different, very antagonistic. So it's normal that if one is feminine and the other is masculine, it's normal that it's not so easy. So that's the explanation of why the square is not an easy you can only explain the fact that square is not is disharmonic by the fact that it connects masculine and feminine. And that, on the other hand, any cycle has to integrate this alternate, succession of an alternance of feminine and masculine signs. It's also something which has been forgotten. When you study the story, the theories of the cycles in the French school by Barbeau or Lenoble, they do not mention this dialectic between masculine and feminine. They say there is this aspect. They say the aspect of square is something, the aspect of triangle is something, but they don't say it has anything to do with masculine and feminine. So I'm very happy to discover that for Ptolemy, the question of masculinity and femininity is central, and I would say that, I don't know exactly in English since the words are neutral, but in France, water and earth are feminine, and it's logical that it could be connected with the feminine signs, and air and fire are masculine, and it's logical that it should be connected with masculine signs. So this is probably the reason why they did that. They gave it's a matter of grammar. I mean, they gave words, elements which had a masculine gender to the masculine signs, and elements which have nouns which are masculine to masculine signs, etc. But I think this is the way. So that's what I wanted to say. Well, I will conclude my little speech by saying that, as I said, the astrologers, that the elements are in contradiction with what we could think. The elements are not in connection with the symbolism of the zodiac at all. Many astrologers try to connect, I don't know, Aries with fire, or Aquarius with air, etc. But it has nothing to do. Aquarius is obviously marked by the idea of water, although it is called a sign of air. So you see, it has nothing to do. The system of the elements has nothing to do with the zodiacal symbolism. It has been built without considering this point. The zodiacal symbolism is not is not a concern of astrology for a long time. It is only I would say, sort of popular astronomy which has developed this passion to give any psychological significance to the signs by their image. The Taurus is Taurus, people, Libra is Libra, and Virgo is Virgo, and Scorpio is Scorpio. It is very popular. In fact, serious astrology, learned astrology, is not working on that basis. In the same way, the attribution of the signs to the planets, Aries to Mars and Taurus to Venus, it has nothing to do with the zodiac either. And it is on the contrary an idea of going beyond the zodiac, not respecting the zodiac. Although, and this is interesting, although the zodiac itself might have a connection with the gods, but it doesn't correspond. For instance, Gemini is in fact a couple, man and woman, and it's connected with Venus. But the rulership of Gemini is Mercury, you see, so it's different, it's totally different. So it's very confusing, it's very difficult to be a good historian of astrology, because there are many traps